What does the future hold for the Philippines as it embarks on a shift to sustainable and affordable energy? Today, we're joined by Monalisa Dimalanta, Chairperson and CEO of the Energy Regulatory Commission, to discuss how the country is managing its energy transition, ensuring grid reliability, and addressing the unique challenges of being an archipelagic nation. Now, Chair Mona, the Philippines is pushing toward a more sustainable energy future. From your perspective, what are the biggest opportunities we should seize, and what are the challenges that need to be addressed to make energy both affordable and reliable for all Filipinos?
As the law's mandate, the Energy Regulatory Commission is the regulator, the DOE is the policymaker, and the DOE had set out a 35% renewable energy in our mix. That target is set to be realized by 2030, and by 2040, that should increase to around 50% renewables. And our role at the Energy Regulatory Commission is to support the DOE policy. So the DOE had come out with an energy auction as the road to realizing this 35%. And the ERC, we have been coming out with the rate caps for the auction so that, it is a free-for-all in the sense that there is competition to the capacity that will come in, but you cannot bid at any rate that you want. So there are parameters, there are caps that need to be observed, because as you had mentioned, affordability is also one of the challenges that we face. So this is where the Energy Regulatory Commission and the DOE play hand in hand in realizing the goals of this energy transition.
Chair Mona, today in 2025, just how dependent is the Philippines on fossil fuels, on coal plants for our energy needs?
On coal alone, Maiki, actually, we're still heavily dependent on coal. In 2024, I think the average mix on a day-to-day basis, based on our average mix, coal still supplies around 60% of our mix. So if you are in your offices, if you are in your homes, out of 10 light bulbs, for example, in your home, 6 of those are powered by coal plants. That's still how dependent we are. And that dependence actually is multidimensional. We're dependent on coal as a fossil fuel, and coal is mostly imported. I think that's where our vulnerability lies, not merely in the fact that coal is fossil fueled. In fact, if we take out that environmental component, there is still a vulnerability because we import almost 90% or more than 90%, I think, of our coal.
So the sooner we go back to our roots of renewable energy, all the better. Okay, now Chair Mona, what do you think, in your opinion, is the most sustainable source of energy for the Philippines as we grow economically, as demand continues to grow, and also given the fact that we're an archipelagic nation?
In the Philippines, we have around 600 power plants. But of those 600 units, 300 are located in the islands. So if you think about it, and those islands are not connected, what will work, for example, in a small island should be a mix that will address all the demands of that island, because they will not be able to import from the nearby island. So there are different solutions, and what will work for them will depend on the resources that are available in the island. For example, if there are biomass resources that are available, then perhaps they can consider putting up a biomass plant with a hydro plant with one wind, for example, and maybe a genset to back up. A diesel genset to back up.
It's such a complicated mix. We're glad we have you at the helm of the ERC. Now, on to another topic. There's a lot of buzz surrounding electric vehicles as the future of transportation. But with the Philippines, again, still heavily reliant on fossil fuels, how do you see EVs fitting into our energy and transportation landscape? Do you think we're ready for widespread adoption?
We need to recalibrate if we are achieving the objective. So it shouldn't be electrification for the sake of electrification. But really to meet the ultimate objective. So for EVs, for example, there are various challenges, not just because 60% of our system, as mentioned earlier, is still dependent on coal, which is still imported. So it's just displacing petroleum imported with another with another imported fuel, right? Second is the availability of, for example, because it will increase demand. Then that means we need to make sure that that demand is met 24/7 by the power system. And then third, EVs are actually batteries in motion. So the introduction of batteries in our system also disrupt what we call the load profile for distribution utilities. That needs to be studied carefully. So, but I think that the DOE is on the right track on this one, where they are pushing for EVs, but in a very cautious, pragmatic manner. So I think we're doing well, being cautious and mindful about the adoption of EVs in our system.
Yeah, that's very comforting words to hear from you, that we are on the right track. Now, time is super tight. Before I let you go, just a couple more questions. Fun, fast, light ones. What do you love about working in this industry? I feel your passion. I feel the depth of your knowledge. Where does it come from?
I think if we have that appreciation of this sector and realize how we are all really dependent on how this sector evolves, if we are dreaming for a progressive country, then I think we will have I hope to infect everyone with the same passion, with the same drive to make a difference in this sector.
Well, Chair Mona, we appreciate you and the work that you do at the ERC. Thank you for taking the helm of this very difficult and dynamic and integral sector. Also, I love how you said that energy is the food of our economy. And so with that, we'll leave it at that. And thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.